Hello, folks. Recently, a friend of mine was talking about this game, Open Transportation Tycoon Deluxe, and it sounded interesting, so I've been fiddling around with it for the last couple days, and it is a little addictive. Um, and a different friend of mine was asking that I do a little tour of the world that I've been tinkering around with. So let's go ahead and do that. Let us load it up. Um, I don't think any of this is really instructive of anything necessarily, but this is what I got so far. Essentially, I've been focusing mainly on this food processing plant and this city. Um, so, from what I gather, the in the desert environment, which I chose because I like deserts. I live in a desert. I think deserts are pretty. I like a cactus. Cacti are pretty nice. Um, but so there's some complications. I believe in the other um, terrain types. Uh, Cities require food in order to grow. And in deserts, if like the center of a city is on the desert instead of in like the jungle area, um, it'll require you to bring in water in addition to food. Um, there's other things you can transport, of course, but I feel like food and water require relatively little thinking about things. The other main production stuff you can do is factories, which require lumber, which is slightly complicated on this terrain set, I'm told. Um, so yeah, let's see. Where do I even start with this? First of all, I mean, this is all spaghetti. I'm working on trying to untangle it somewhat recently because I've been having a lot of traffic jams. Um, and I feel like that is making the rest of the stuff more efficient. I don't have like any like CPU groups in here or anything, which you can do. Um, so I'm kind of just like feeling things out. I am curious about how that would work though. I think I'm probably gonna hit a stopping point on this world fairly soon, and then I might try doing like a really big map with a couple of different companies in it or something. Or I'll take a look at some scenarios that people have made. I feel like I'm running into the dwarf fortress problem a little bit of like, I'm making money and I kind of understand like the general flow of how things are supposed to work. But I'm kind of running into a situation where it's like I don't really know what to do now that I kind of got sustenance working. Um, but we can go over the kind of main areas that I have going on here. First of all, a lot of money is coming from airports. So I got a couple of tiny airports. There's one down here in Ordaz that has a plane that goes between that and Santiago. And then there's another pair of like larger airports I built at some point from San Carlos to I don't even remember where this one's going because the airports are really kind of set or forget. Well, set and forget. Um, where is it? It's at another big city, but it's like not one of the ones that I look at too often. There it is. It is one of the ones I look at fairly often. So this is Kamana. Kamana? Kamana? I don't know. One of those. I'm not very good at the accent marks. um, oh, this building is new. I should hook some things up to it. Anyway, let's take a look at things here. So the main industry that I've been focusing on is the food processing plant. Um, so if we look at the supply chain here, what needs to happen is you have to find farms and fruit plantations, and then put those in as an input, and then the food processing plant spits out food, and then you take it to cities. Um, so yeah, so let's see here. Over on this side, this station here, Macala Valley, Machala Valley. I'm gonna say it's Macala. Macala Valley Station is the one that is all the inputs. These trains, there's a lot of them, but they kind of come in and go out fairly quickly because they're just unloading, which takes like, I don't know, tops like 30 seconds or something like that, and then they speed off. Um, the problem is that there's like a lot of trains coming from all over the place trying to get in like this corridor here, and then out again. And that creates a lot of congestion, especially with the water trains coming from Macas North and Montevideo, which are bringing water to Macala and the city of Montevideo. So recently I separated off. I gave the trains coming from. Oh, I got a new water tanker. Nice. The trains coming from Macas North, I gave them a bridge that goes over this area, but that doesn't save the ones that are coming from Montevideo Valley. And then the trains that are leaving Macala Valley, I gave them a little tunnel, so that they don't have to like, they can just leave. The general flow of things. I watched like a video of somebody else setting up their kind of main city areas, and kind of the way that they tended to do things was like they'd have like a main line or whatever to bring things in and out, and then like a bunch of branching paths to get to all of the tributary stations and stuff like that. So I ended up just like, hopefully this tunnel will just get them back on the road to go to wherever. And then on the other side, we have the loading docks for food trains that are going to a couple of different cities. Most of them, or the most of them, are going to Macala, but there's also one that goes to Montevideo. And there's a few other that go to other stations near cities that I'm building stuff around. I noticed that there was a list of cities which you can see how much they like you or not. So like if you're just building a lot of stations that just pick up resources around places, they seem to like you less than if you help them out a little bit. So I've been trying to send food and water to a lot of the cities that are kind of near other resources that I want. The problem is, though, that it takes kind of a while for food trains to fill up. So I need quite a few platforms here. I feel like this is very inefficient. Something about the balance here is not correct, I think. Although I guess, like, ideally you would probably be sending like the grain and stuff to different food processing plants, maybe. I don't know. It's a work in progress. The thing is that it's like it's hard to like the trains that have grain and fruit that are coming into the station on this side. They don't arrive like continuously. They tend to arrive like a couple at a time. And then there's like a big gap between them sometimes. So I feel like there has to be some kind of timetable setting that I could mess with if I really wanted to. And that would maybe help keep these guys moving in and out more consistently. Because as is, we tend to have a lot of traffic jams, even as I like add more lanes. Oh, while I'm looking at the city, I also have like a little bus route set up. It's pretty straightforward. There's just like a couple of buses that go in between. They don't really make a lot of money, um, but I would feel guilty if I was doing a bunch of shit to a city and then not, you know, doing that little public transit thing too. Anyway, so if we zoom out a little bit, we have this station here. Um, there's a, where is it? Sometimes the game will offer you subsidies, which are just kind of like little bonus objectives, where they give you like increased revenue on or decreased costs or something or other on certain tasks as you can set up. So one of them was to deliver mail between the city of Makas and the city of Makala. So I have a tiny little train. It was here, I believe. This is the mail train. Yeah. Um, it doesn't really generate any revenue now that the subsidy is over, but it also doesn't really generate a lot of traffic, and I don't really care enough to get rid of it. Although this station is set up in a slightly inefficient way, so if I wanted to start bringing food and water, or I guess just food, it seems like this place is technically in the jungle. If I was starting to bring food in here, then I would probably set it up slightly differently. I would do like one of the pass-through, roll on, roll off, or whatever style systems. But anyway, as we zoom out, so there's these two cities. We have the Makala North Station and Montevideo Station, which receive food and water. And then we have Makas Station over here, Makas North, sends water down here to Makala City. And then Montevideo Valley sends water over to Montevideo City. And I'm realizing that this is a really deranged looking. Like, these are kind of ugly. Like these two. What direction is this? The northeast, northwest, southwest. No, northeast. I had it right the first time. Northeast, southeast. Like vertical things. Up here, there's a really long train track over to fruit forest or fruit plantation. This is the most recent thing I've built, so there isn't really anything else over here. Although I probably will want to get this water station hooked up at some point. Although I don't know where I'm going to put that. I guess maybe I'll just send it over to Temuco. Or one of these other ones. It feels a little silly for this to be like right here and to not like do anything with it. So I'll figure that out. But that's not too developed yet. I think the next thing I built when I was starting off was this long ass road up the desert. Or no, okay, so there used to be a fruit plantation here at this area. Did I make this station and then forget about it? Do I have any trains that are coming through here? I think I might have made this station and forgotten about it. But anyway, there used to be a fruit plantation here, and I was picking stuff up here. And then I also built a truck that goes from the diamond mine over here to the bank over here. And then the first like major expansion I did was up to Campo Grande up here. They have a farm which gives you corn. So I grabbed that, and then while I was up here, I set up some stations at the city of Campo Grande and the city of Barinas, and then also stations at a couple of water plants up here to get water to these guys. I haven't been bringing food to these guys, so they haven't really grown at all. I should probably be doing that, but I already have a lot of congestion problems over here, so I'm not going to think about it that much. Significantly later, I built out in this direction. The city of Cusco had another fruit plantation up here. So I have a couple of trains coming through that way. Don't mind this little appendix. That's not important to look at. There's also some oil here, which I guess is a good segue into the bottom half of things down here. So I built an airport down in Camaná, as I mentioned earlier. And the city didn't like me for a while, so I was like, okay, I gotta like kind of develop the area around here maybe. For the record, I believe that if a city like decides that it really doesn't like you, then it'll stop you from like building things in the city, which would suck. I don't want that to happen. So I started shipping things here, food and water, and there's a fruit plantation I wanted access to over here. This is another problem child of mine. It always says that it's producing like way more fruit than I'm picking up, but every time I add more trains that go through here, they just get stuck like loading forever. So I don't know. And then there's a weird ass interchange here that I built as like a big obvious afterthought. It functions. Let's see. Valencia Valley here is the water plant that goes to Camaná. And then over here, there's another grain farm. So I'm picking that up in this station. And then there's also an oil refinery over here. So I have oil from these wells down here, which are serviced by Valencia West. They're getting picked up. They're going over here. And then I believe the oil from Cusco Forest is also going down there. And the refinery takes the oil and produces goods. So I have some trains coming through to pick goods up. This place is also subject to a lot of congestion. I gotta figure out how to make it less so. But I think a lot of it's just like having more either. I mean, I can have like more platforms on each of these stations, and that doesn't really like change anything. But they fill up so slowly that it seems like having fewer trains is perfectly fine. They also just set up a new a refinery like right across the way here, so I might have to reroute some of this over here. Much to think about. I think that's most of what I've done. Oh yeah, there is also another little subsidy adventure I had way up here. They just wanted a bus that goes between Elorza and Trujillo. So I got a couple of buses doing that. Buses don't really seem to make that much money. Although I haven't like really put a lot of effort into developing them. So yeah, that's kind of where I am now. The continuous problems I'm having are improving like the flow of things at this station or these two stations. It seems like I finally got most of the trains turning a profit. Okay, there's also like a lot of old steam trains that I should probably be replacing at some point. I think they're all hitting end of life now. Yeah, more ways to keep like these trains separate from the trains that are actually stopping at these two stations, I think is definitely the order of the day, I would say. And then what else? Probably from here it's kind of just like picking up subsidies as they sound interesting to me, I guess. There isn't really a whole lot of direction in this game. Uh-oh. Oh, somebody's stuck. Where are you? Where are you? Train number 32. Where is that? Oh, you fucking break down. Where are you? Colin North now accepts mail. Neat. The thing is, I'm making like an absurd amount of money without really tinkering about things too much. Oh, we're losing money on that guy, huh? The thing is, like, I feel like to some extent, is this one of these guys down here? No. Who is that? Are they coming down from... Yeah, they're coming down from there. So, one of the mechanics that happens is that, like, the further away the source of something and the destination are, that's like worth more money to transport those kinds of goods. But there's also goods that depreciate in value the longer like a time it takes to get from point A to point B. So for instance, let's see. What's gray? Water. Okay, water doesn't really depreciate in value over time, so it's easy to bring very far distances. But goods depreciate in value really fast. So taking goods long distances is less valuable, which I happen to be doing quite a bit of. So maybe I shouldn't be doing that. I wonder. Much to think about. The other thing is, I feel like with situations like that, I mean, I'm making a lot of money taking oil from Valencia West to Valencia Transfer. So, like, the amount of money I get on the goods isn't necessarily that huge. But if I don't transport the goods, then I think the oil refinery does like go away at some point. So I feel like taking a little bit of an L isn't the worst thing. I'm also, I don't know, I'm getting an absurd amount of money. getting like so much money that I don't know what to do, like that it's no longer a limiting factor in any decision I want to make. Kind of it kind of makes it hard to figure out what I want to do, you know? But it's still interesting. This whole area over here is definitely the next place to try to develop. Yeah, I generated a really big map, though. There's a lot of places that I haven't really touched, like this whole chunk of the map. There's a pretty big city here. And then there's all of these cities out in the middle of the jungle that I'm like never gonna get to. And all these guys up here. And all these guys out here. Well, I might get to this area next once I'm done filling out this stuff. I should probably also do more with Puerto Ordaz because my company is named after this city and I have barely touched them. So that feels a little weird. But that's kind of a non-issue ultimately. They're also not that far away. Maybe this will be like the next big frontier. Oh, new green trucks, huh? Sick. Oh, there's a fruit plantation right here. Damn. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So that's kind of how things have been going. I like this game a lot. This is neat. I kind of wish I had a little more direction in it, which is sort of the same way that I feel about Dorfort. But it is cool to tinker around with, and it's definitely fun to watch like all of the trains crawl around. And break down. You. Across forest, no longer accepts food. Weird. We had a jump scare. I was streaming this in voice chat earlier. Oh yeah, we got a traffic jam over here. This is the worst. This lane is open, but two idiots queued here, so now we gotta fucking back up. This one didn't last that long though. Thank God. One thing that I'm kind of confused about, now that I think about it, is like it says it requires fruit and corn, but it seems to generate food whenever it has either of them. So I'm kind of like, if I think about things in terms of how you think about like setting things up in like a Minecraft kind of modded Minecraft thing with all the pipes or whatever. Like you got to think about like the ratio of like one thing to the other thing that you need in order to make whatever it is that you want. But I feel like I don't really understand what the ratio of fruit to corn is. I guess like as long as I have some amount of both coming in, it doesn't really matter, but I don't know. It's pretty though. I should really clean up some of these like hanging chads, like this little guy over here. What are you doing here? No one's ever gonna drive on that track. I really hate how janky this... Now that I've noticed I have this like fucked up double junction right here, I feel like I need to clean that up somehow. Because if I have like a track that goes this way, right, and this goes out to Kamana. Right, this is the Kamana line, and then this is like the main looping line here in the center. And then like I built a like 3/4 of a junction for just this one like tributary station. That doesn't really feel like it makes a lot of sense. I need to like pull this one down and like unfuck some of this spaghetti here. I don't know. There's so many. It's like a Zen garden, you know. It's just like kind of drawing pretty lines in the sand as a therapeutic thing. And if you accidentally fuck up and draw an unpretty line, it's like, oh god, this could be prettier. Although maybe that's unzen. There is a whole set of mechanics around water transportation that I have not really touched at all, which I am curious about. Um, I should really mess with that more. I think that would be interesting. But this map doesn't really have a lot of things on water that I would want to move goods between necessarily. I could probably also be doing more with this city. But I mean, if I'm shipping all the food in here, then I don't know. Is there another food plant anywhere near here? Yeah, there's one way over here, but this one's in a weird spot. This one might actually be fun to play around with. There's like a type of station layout that I saw somebody use in a video I was looking at, where they have like two like lines for coming in and out that don't like interact with each other at all. Um, so trains can like come in and then leave through a different line without like bumping into each other. Oh yeah, I should explain something. So you see all these like stoplights all over everything. These are how the trains like decide how their pathing works. Um, so basically, like a train will check and see if like the between like the next signal and the one after it, if there's any train occupying that, it'll stop, and if there isn't one, then it can path forward. Um, and so that helps trains decide. Well, it makes it possible for more than one train to exist on a track at all. Because if you don't have any signals on a track, I believe the train will just think of it as one continuous chunk and it won't be able to move if there's another train on there. Um, so you gotta put her in like a bunch of little offshoots and stuff to help trains get around each other, and then etc. etc. This whole area is such a problem. Both of these trains, or I feel like one thing that I really don't understand is like how to make stations where you're loading cargo more efficient. Because I feel like the ones where you drop stuff off, like it happens so quickly that it takes like no time at all basically. But then like it takes a million years for them to fill back up again. But I might be thinking about it too hard. Or thinking about it the wrong way. This is the part where they yell at me about all the trains that aren't profitable. I don't feel like... I mean, I feel like the reason that a lot of trains aren't profitable right now is that they take too long to load, which means that they're just not necessary. So I could probably yank a bunch of them. It's hard to tell, though, because they tell you, like, okay, at Puerto Ordaz oil wells, for instance, it tells me that it produced 72,000 liters of oil, and I transported 67% of it, which is considered good, I think. Or the oil thinks that that's good. It says very good. But that also makes it sound like, okay, well, if it's 67%, then that means that, like, I could probably increase the number of trains in there by 1/3, and then I would get more of it. But it doesn't seem to produce it any quicker. And it doesn't seem to fill up multiple trains at a time, ever. So I don't know. I'd probably have to just watch more. No, I should probably ground you, shouldn't I? Here, we'll get this on camera. I'll replace you with a newer, more cooler airplane in a minute. And then I might wrap this rambling video up. We'll get both of you two, I guess. Why not? The airports generate like huge amounts of revenue. There was an issue I had when I started the game up where I was telling the planes to path between the hangar in one airport and the hangar in another airport. And they weren't picking up any passengers or anything, so they just cost money forever, and I couldn't figure out what was going wrong. And then I realized, oh, I have to click on the airport itself physically. All right, buddy. All right, let's decide on a new aircraft number one. Here, hang on. This is gonna take a second. Who works on a small airport though? Is the thing. Oh, is this a fucking Oh, what's it fucking called? The supersonic jet. Is that a supersonic jet? Why the hell do I have a supersonic jet? Anyway, I believe that planes that go faster than 500 kilometers an hour aren't supposed to land at small airports, which is a problem. That's interesting. I should try running a Concorde. That sounds fun. Alright. Helicopter is the only thing that can really run between those. So I might have to decommission the whole ass airport. And then put a new larger airport in there. Where'd I even put it? Can I just like straight up not buy? No, here, okay? What we're gonna do, we're gonna clone. Nah. We're gonna clone you. Aircraft not available. Oh man. Thought of everything. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just decommission these airports then, if I can't put anything through there. That's kind of sad. Well, other planes can still land there. I just won't be flying them. We'll say that much. Oops. No, I want you. I want you to retire. Yeah, I don't know. Let's build a new airport. So let's see. I can make a large airport now. Is there a difference between these two? I guess this one might have. It can probably take more than one landing, or more than one plane landing at once. Oh yeah, you can do like helicopters, but they're. I've heard that they're kind of fake. Let's see. Let's build our brand spanking new giant fuck off airport over here. And then the other one was at Santiago, I believe. Let's do the same thing. Where do I want to put this thing? I guess I can put it here. I'm going to be demolishing part of that road, though. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So that's the plan. I'll break that road, and then I'll stick a big airport in there. All right, and then let's see. I was talking about trying out the Concorde. So let's grab one of those, and we'll have you go over here to Puerto Ordaz. And we're not going to click on the hangar, because I've learned my lesson. And then we're going to go over here. And then we're going to say full load cargo, or no, unload and full load, unload, full load, and go. And then over here, let's go ahead and make another Concorde. Or, I don't know, what else do we have? God, that thing's fast. What the fuck? I knew that thing was supersonic, but it's so fast. Look at that thing fucking go. How long is it even going to take to get here? Whew. Look at that thing go. Is this thing going to fucking crash? Is that runway good enough? It has to land between these these buildings? This is so sketch. That thing is going to crash. Let's see. Let's go for I don't know. What do we feel? Air taxi, Guru Galaxy. We have to. I feel like we got to look for reliability, right? I've heard that that's a good one. Um, yeah, sort by reliability. Fun. Yeah, let's go for the. Let's get a Guru Galaxy. That sounds fun. All right, so you're going to go. Let's run you a different route because this guy is already gonna go this route as fast as fucking possible. So let's go. Let's go between Puerto Ordaz and let's see. That's kind of close though. I feel like that would make sense for me to do. Where's my other big airport again? It's like up here somewhere, right? I know it has too few orders. I'm trying to remember where my airports are. I know that there's like a menu that I can just look at to find this out. For the record, um, I'm stubborn, not unobservant. Well, I guess maybe I'm a little bit of both. I can't get over how fucking fast that thing is. That thing is going to hit something, I think. We're gonna have some kind of disaster happen there. Where's the other airport that I have? There it is. You go over there. Okay. And then unload, full load, unload, full load. Go for it, bud. All right. Oh, let's watch that one go, just for fun. Where are you? There you are. I like how they do these little viewport things. The UI in this game is very charming. It's definitely 90s Windows coded for sure. So what's gonna happen? Okay, this is like obviously unscripted. This is mostly me rambling and then playing the game a little bit. I'm not going to look this over before I upload it. I'm just going to render the video and upload it. Um, and all of the weird little background noises of like my chair doing cat noises or whatever, which I'm sure picking up. All of those will be in there, and all of the mouse clicks will be in there, and all of the like lip smacks will be in there. And if anybody listens to this whole thing for some reason, that's your fault, okay? That's on you. I didn't make you do this. If you want like educational content about this game or something, go watch somebody else. I'm playing with trains, okay? I wonder if planes can crash into each other midair. You know, I really want to see the Concorde come out at like Mach 1 from like the side of the viewport and like 3 frames later just obliterate this fucking thing midair. I think that'd be fantastic. That should happen. there's really very little mechanics related to aircraft travel, it seems. Um, I mean, obviously, like, people who get really into plane sims. Oh, there goes the Concorde. People who get really into plane sims will tell you that there's a lot of fucking shit to talk about with airplanes. But this is a trains game, so we only kind of care about it. And then this is the part at the beginning of the year where the game tells me that all of my sons and daughters suck ass. But it doesn't matter because we're making absurd amounts of money, and absurd amounts more money than we were last year, even though I've done like almost nothing different. Oh, that was a sharp turn. That was another sharp turn. Oh, hey, smaller jumbo jet. Oh, hey, other smaller jumbo jet. Jetways are really cool, I think. My mom worked at an airport briefly when I was younger, and apparently she got to drive like the jetway around. Because those things are like manually controlled, right? They gotta like retract when there's not a plane there, and then like go back out and grab the plane when people need to board it. And apparently that was pretty fun. And then 9/11 happened, and working for an airport stopped being fun. Uh, I feel like there used to be so much more romance in air travel, and then it just turned into like this insufferable slog all the damn time. It's really unfortunate. I still think airports are very cool. There goes the Concorde. I think this airport might be a little bit overserved at the moment, but ultimately that's fine. The amount of cash that you get for transporting a full plane of people from one place to another is like, it is massive. Um, so it doesn't matter all that much, I don't think. Apparently, like the multiplayer community for this game really doesn't like it if you use planes at all, which is kind of funny. Like ultimately, I mean, there must be like mods that make planes less lucrative or something, right? I'm surprised that's not like the default way of doing things, or maybe it is. It'd be kind of weird if it wasn't. Is the point? I guess I'll stick around long enough for a full load to happen here, so I can complete the round trip, and we'll probably call it. I might, I might put this in the corner again though. Oh yeah, and I'll try to catch this guy for a little bit. Recently, a certain person went through my Minecraft videos in the middle of the day at work, no less, and was like, "Hey, you should talk about that train game that you're working on." I feel like I have much less insightful things to say about Train Game than I did about Minecraft back in the day. That was a weird little maneuver. Do you see that shit? The Concorde? Do you ever see oh, what was the title of that movie? I think the title might just be Concorde, which is about a Concorde that gets hijacked and or no, does it get hijacked? I forget exactly what happened. It was some like 70s disaster movie though. You know how those are. And what happened was there was a scene in the movie where the Concorde flies upside down and the pilot has to fire a flare gun at another plane that is passing underneath it, or something like that. It's a very silly movie. I don't really remember much about what happened aside from that specific scene, and it was very silly. You'll have to take my word for it. Oh, here it comes. Whoa! I really need to unfuck this intersection here. I don't think it's really possible without like completely destroying all of the routes that are currently happening here. I need to like draw a circuit diagram of like where everything is. Oh, we're almost ready to take off. So we enjoy the lovely sounds of these fucking steam engines breaking down. There was a lengthy section of the game when I was like setting up this whole thing where I just started hearing like steam trains break down like every 5 seconds or so. And I was like, why the hell are they all breaking down so damn often? And then I realized none of them were going in for service. And I was like, why the hell are none of them going in for service? I thought they were supposed to do that like automatically in their schedule sometimes. And then I was like, oh, here we go. We're taking off. Whoa. Anyway, I was like, oh, what if I just like stick a bunch of depots like all over the damn place, and then maybe they'll be able to path to them easier or something, and that worked. So that was nice. The more I look at this, the more it's driving me insane. Why do I have like a whole ass interchange built on this like sub loop? Whatever. I'm gonna fix that as soon as I cut the video. Take my word for it, okay? Woo! Look at it go. Concords are such dorky looking planes. Like, they look like a paper airplane, you know? Just like the fact that they're like perfectly triangular. They got the delta wing or whatever going on, right? And there it goes. Yoom. Look at this idiot up here going at a normal speed of only 1,000 kilometers an hour. Now God. That train breaking down there caused a pileup of one, two, three, four separate trains trying to get through, which is now going to take a million years to resolve. Oh, plane landed. Alright, I don't know if I'm going to talk about this game at length again, but I probably will continue tinkering with it now and then. It's very neat. It is also free. Yay! Highly recommend looking at it and tinkering with it because it is pretty fun. Auto renew failed on train number 20. Vehicle is not available? Huh? What the hell does that mean? You know, at times like these, we just don't worry about it. And we end the video. That's Futurekind's problem, you know? We got a big, horrible traffic jam happening in our main area because trains keep breaking down on this specific section of track. And, you know, we're not going to worry about it. Because technically, that's not my problem. That's Futurekind's problem. The future doesn't exist. That the Concorde doing the little like shiggy wiggy on the way into the landing is very concerning every single time. But I think the pilot knows more about that than I do. Anyway, my voice is starting to get hoarse and it's getting late, so I'm going to call the video here. I'll talk to you again soon, perhaps. Bye.